G'day everyone, welcome to Shedtimedownunder. I'm Noel, and this is a shed I'm building for the wife, a she cave. It's going to be a craft room. It's a 9 metre by 9 metre shed. Doing all the work myself with help from Mick, and my brother also helped with the concrete, and I guess whoever else I can wrangle in for help. So as you can see, we're already a fair way in, but I guess I'll have a playlist of all the videos as they go that I'll put on, and it'll all make sense in the end, so feel free to follow along. So this was about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago when all the gear that was delivered. Went through everything, counted everything off. It was all there, everything turned up just the way it should. Nothing was damaged, so that was a pretty good start to the project. And then I got the plans and all that kind of stuff, and went through and worked out what I needed to do for the slab, you know, to make sure we met the council requirements, all that kind of stuff. Had to go through and get my owner builder permit done and all that kind of stuff. Got all that done. It was a bit of a drag, but we got all that done. And then this is probably the night before we poured the slab. Actually no, this would have been 2 nights before, because I was just getting in and starting to do the supports for the formwork and stuff. But you can see I got all the mesh in there, and the chairs and all that kind of stuff. And then this is my brother and I. My brother come up from Brizzy to he being a concreter. He did all the work and basically just pushed me around, and I did what I could to help him. Ended up with a pretty good job. Some of my supports didn't hold up as good as I would have liked, but Brad, being an experienced concreter, was able to fix that for me, and we kept it moving. Ended up with a pretty good slab. And then I guess for the next week or so, I just sort of, you know, tried to keep it wet as best I could to minimise cracking and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I was able to get the formwork off pretty early, and yeah, it worked out really good. Really happy with how the slab turned out. G'day guys, so we're going to start building a she cave today, so sit back and enjoy. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is just check off the drawing against the way we got the frames laid out. They are numbered, but just to make sure that they got the correct orientation and all kind of stuff, so that when we put it together we got the windows and doors in the right place, I guess. So let's take care of that first. Okay, so here I've just got all the panels and confirmed that they're all in the right place, and now we're just screwing them all together with the tech screws. I think we put like 10 screws on each joint of the panels, and it didn't take us too long. And then we put up some timber stays, you can see there, and wasn't long and we had some walls up, which was really good. Alright, so we got the walls up. That really didn't take us long. I don't know how long Mick and I were at it, but it wasn't very long, so went together pretty easy. Now we just put the trusses in there. We're going to sit down and have some breakfast, a cool break, and figure out what we're going to do next. Say good day, Mick. How you going? Tossed me a good little bit of jerky. Looks pretty good too, Mick.
It is. Howdy people.
Yeah, that's good shit. Alright, anyway, we'll keep going. Okay, so here I'm just marking out the top of the trusses, and I would just put some tech screws on each of the joints, just make it a bit easier to put the purlins up. It'll sort of hold them in position so I don't have to go measuring stuff up in the air. Just make things a little quicker for us. Okay, so we've had a bit of a break and now we're just putting up the 4 trusses. The 2 end ones don't have as much steel in them as the other ones because they're supported by the end walls, obviously. This was not too bad. They're not really that heavy, just a little bit cumbersome in the wind and that kind of stuff, but really didn't take us long to get the first couple up, and then brought down some purlins, some top hat purlins, so we could support them as we put them up. Certainly couldn't have done this on my own. So grateful for Mick being there to give me a hand. Made all the difference in the world. Okay, so now we're just getting ready to anchor the frame to the concrete with Dynabolts. We just had to do some quick measuring and stuff to make sure the diagonals were equal, to make sure it was all square and straight and that kind of thing. And surprisingly enough, it was pretty well spot on, which was really, really good. This is just a close-up of how we're sinking the Dynabolts. They use these big flat washers to spread the load. Just got to make sure you loosen it off to make sure it covers the thread, so when you hammer them in you're not beating the shit out of the thread. Enough taps for the minimum to get it down sitting. Done. Okay, so that's the end of day one. Massive effort. Mick and I put it in, and we got the frame standing, got the trusses up, anchored all the way around, so the base is squared off, and we're basically ready now to square up the top. Although just looking around with the level here just for a few minutes, and it was all the walls were pretty well on the bubble, so pretty good all around. Yeah, just pretty impressed. It turned out pretty good, so give you a bit of a look. So it's all tech screwed everywhere. I don't know, probably put about 400 or 500 tech screws in, big bolts on these inside rafters. The end rafters don't have them because they're just tech screwed all the way along there. Basically the same as this. So we put 2 in every, I don't know, these are probably 600-700 apart or something, but there's, I don't know, 4 sets in there, and then you can see the screws there. Maybe you can't, let's have a look. There, you can see them there, so certainly aren't blowing down, and it's as solid as, like, there's just no way the bottom's moving. So once we get the purlin, we just put these two purlin, this purlin up here and that one over there, just to tie the rafters together so they've got a bit of support. But yeah, once we square it all up and put all the purlins across there, it should make it all pretty rigid. And then my plan will be then to put the windows and the sliding door in. We've got a sliding door there, window there, window there, window there, 2 higher windows there, and then it'll be time to figure out what we're going to do about insulation. Not really sure yet, but all in all, pretty good day. So that's about it really. Anyway, cheers.